Welcome to this month's episode of Peace Drops for the Great Green Wall. My name is David. I'm based in Canada, but I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time in different parts of the African continent. And I think this initiative that was started by the Brahma Kumaris to promote peace, to promote well-being, to promote cooperation in the areas where the Great Green Wall is being constructed is a really good initiative because I think in those communities, people work very hard. They mainly are agricultural peoples, and they make their living and have made their living for generations from the land by living very closely to the land. Unfortunately, with climate change and other issues, they are having more and more challenges. And anything that can be done to give them more energy and positive energy for the work they're doing, I think is beneficial. And I think this peace drops, um, dropping good vibrations for well-being and peace for people working in the area can make a difference. So for this month, we have three different segments to this episode. The first one is a meditation commentary, a reflection on tirelessness. And I think this is a really important virtue that people need to develop for the work they do. And John, who shares with us this meditation, he is from South Africa, and he talks about tirelessness both in body and mind, starting with breathing and a balanced diet and exercise and sleep. But he also talks about the importance of encouraging mental tirelessness and also about the importance of resting the mind and connecting with a deeper sense of consciousness to rejuvenate our energy. So I think you'll really enjoy that meditation. Then we have a video from Tanchara, from excuse me, from the Upper West region in Ghana, where I've had the privilege to spend a lot of time. This smock, in fact, is from the Upper West region. And the second video is from Tanchara, where they have a festival for seeds, both for celebrating the diversity of seeds, indigenous seeds that are being protected, celebrating people's agricultural skills, and the cultural pride that comes along with this huge diversity of seeds. The video is produced by an organization called CCOD, the Center for Indigenous Knowledge and Organizational Development. And people talk about seeds as being a link to the past, to our ancestors' traditions. And they promote sustainability. They promote the preservation of cultural heritage, but also values like cooperation and solidarity within communities. So I think you'll enjoy that video as well. And then we have a lovely commentary to end our episode this week by Aneta, who talks about humility and how humility is tied to nature and reminds us of our place in the world and how we survive, we thrive by balancing and cooperating and adapting without getting caught up in ego. And that's a real challenge, I know, for many of us. So she talks about the importance of embracing humility so we can align with nature's wisdom and develop that sense of belonging and a willingness to learn. So I think you'll find these three pieces in this month's episode valuable and useful as you work to drop peace and other positive energy on the world. And enjoy the next 20 minutes or so, and we'll see you after these videos play. Thank you.
Welcome to this meditation on tirelessness. I position my body very comfortably, releasing all tension in my body. and it's time to go within. Well, I start by paying attention to my breath, to my breathing. Breathing in and out deeply. Close my eyes as I breathe in and out deeply, and I gradually open my eyes and I relax myself completely. I remind myself how breathing is such a natural activity of my body. How I'm so tireless with respect to breathing. And in addition to that, my heart is also so tireless. Never stops pumping blood throughout my body. Since I was born up to now, it's so tireless. So am I as tireless in other aspects of my life? I enhance my tirelessness physically by feeding my body healthy food, balanced diet with fruits and vegetables as much as I can take, balanced of course. And in addition to that, I take enough water. The body needs so much water. 70% of our bodies is water. And another aspect of tirelessness is a routine that includes exercise, also includes enough sleep, and also I set achievable goals every day, but also in the longer term. And this way, I have a good balance that ensures that I am physically pacing myself, my energy levels in the right way. What about the tireless of my mind? How am I enhancing my tirelessness in my mind? I start by reminding myself about who I am. And I come back to that awareness of my inner space, my subtle reality, the awareness that I am this living being that gives life to this body, a being that is actually very wonderful. Just think about how this subtle living entity makes everything happen. All the activities I've ever done, all the things I have thought, all the things I have planned, and all the good feelings I have as a human being. Coming back to that wonder of my own reality is mentally very energizing. And starting from that space, I can look outwards powerfully, positively in my interactions, with also the right awareness of who I'm really interacting with. Two living beings or more interacting together, working together, and this makes my life quite tireless. The energy from within that drives positivity, enables cooperation, enables enthusiasm is always with me, and therefore I am tireless. And when challenges come, I see them as opportunities to go even deeper, opportunities for my growth, for my learning, and therefore I welcome these opportunities, and they don't draw me down, make me tired, make me stressed, but the opportunities for me to evolve, to get better, to get more powerful. They are like exercises that come to enable me to become stronger as they happen. Something else I do is also engage myself with positive material, keeping myself active, learning, and exercising my mind in this way, engaging with activities of interest that are positive, that help me learn. This also helps me at that level to be quite energetic, to be someone who looks out for some newness. And in addition to that, it's important that I give rest to my mind. So every now and again, I leave everything aside and come back to the core of my being, that pure, powerful, subtle being of consciousness. And I take deep rest in the silence of my being, and while I'm there, I also invite the Supreme Energy, the Supreme Being of Consciousness, and tapping into this energy, I empower myself, I recharge myself, I increase the stock of my mind power. This makes me even more tireless. But in addition, I know that my mind also impacts on my physical reality, the health of my body. So while I'm in this inner space, I let the pure energy of my consciousness spread out into my body, each and every organ, re-energizing everything, every cell, makes my body healthy, energetic, and tireless. And I carry on with life in a free, happy, content manner. Thank you.
In the heart of Tanchara community, today is not just any day. It is a day where the community comes alive, pulsing with excitement and a sense of unity. Everyone is making their way to the community school park, bustling with anticipation. Here, amidst laughter and friendly banter, the competition to crown the best seed keeper in the year unfolds. It is an honor that goes beyond mere bragging rights. It is about who has nurtured the most diverse array of seeds within the year under review. But these seeds are more than just future meals. They are a piece of tradition embodying the community's connection to the earth and to each other. As Dakwendro steps forward, her voice filled with passion, she points a vivid picture to what today means.
down did a sankum de mele. A babacan to Bacanja like a chaparo, and you know what Banatara. To me, Chenapi. One a bombora and a lua, one ya a taba one. A fonya, oh, in down a bombora, a cabalatara. Into so come a bombora, give me lawapor.
It is clear that for her and for many others, this festival is a lifeline to their roots.
Sankom no bala po bomanya sa so ne na sankom no bala po ko yele po ametu so be me yira ki yinte ber a ya bombo a bempla bora na ina te ber a ira korwame ate ber a ira a single te ber yisimie hona ber a sankom bombo ra sa kusie a nyanya hona ira ber akama hona bela akama boranya a yini ate lo ber asa kumbalale
It is supported by groups like the Center for Indigenous Knowledge and Organizational Development, CICOD, who sees the value in gatherings like these, not just for the sake of tradition, but as a beacon for sustainable living and community development.
The erosion of cultures due to religion and colonialism has been one of the problems that is affecting a lot of African communities. Fortunately, in the Tanchara community, there are still some rich traditional cultural diversity, rich biodiversity, rich food diversity, and that's why CICOD is taking interest in continuing to support and deepen the preservation of the intangible cultural heritage expressions of these people, as well as looking at the tangible cultural expressions that include things like seed, food, culture, and art and stuff like that.
People from all corners of the Lora district have come, drawn by the premise of unity and celebration. There were also lots of local dishes on display, each a testament to the culinary skills and creativity of the women groups. The best women group, who presented the highest variety of foods on display, were also awarded. Hence, their effort was greatly celebrated, adding another layer of community spirit to the festivities. The presence of lawmakers and community leaders delivering messages of solidarity underscores the festival's importance as a cornerstone of cultural and agricultural pride.
We are grateful to our current partners, the 11th Hour Foundation, for supporting these processes within the West African network of Groundswell International. We continue to also express our sincere thanks to Agroecology Fund, our friends within the coalition of the Alliance for Food Sovereignty for Africa, the African Biodiversity Network, and new partnerships that are emerging, particularly with the Thousand Currents, New England Biolab Foundation, GIZ, and like-minded organizations that are willing to work with CICOD. We look forward to a more productive year in 2024, a better engagement, and looking at strengthening the work that we do collectively in the development of mankind.
Today, let me reflect on humility. Humility and nature are connected, reminding us of our place in the world. The vast ocean, towering mountains, and delicate flowers show us our true scale. Nature adapts, balances, and thrives without seeking attention. This is true humility. Ego makes me fragile. When humble, I can adjust and find solutions instead of making excuses. If I am delicate, I break easily, and my mood affects my relationships. Humility is self-respect, knowing I am doing my best, I am learning, and I am growing. Standing under a starry sky humbles me. My worries and ambitions are modest, yet this brings gratitude. Recognizing my place deepens my appreciation for life instead of feeding ego. When secure, I do not need attention. I care for myself, I reflect, and I restore my energy. But I do not depend on validation. Humility is true independence. Nature teaches patience and resilience. A river shapes rock over time, not by force. Trees grow steadily, accepting each season. Ego wants control, but nature reminds us to surrender to life's cycles. Ego inflates or deflates us. The truth is, I am shaped by life and those who support me. Like a polished diamond, I shine through experience. I value myself with humility and gratitude. Nature thrives on cooperation. Bees pollinate, trees shelter, and soil nourishes. This teaches us humility. We need others, we are not self-sufficient, and our actions affect the world. By embracing humility, we align with nature's wisdom. We listen, appreciate, and recognize we are part of something greater. In this, we find purpose, belonging, and a willingness to learn.
Welcome back. I hope you're feeling rejuvenated and inspired and feeling some of that positive energy of peace and tirelessness and humility and cooperation and all of those things we heard about that can be beneficial in living our lives if we're in West Africa, in the Sahel region, anywhere else across the African continent, or anywhere else around the world. I think all of these values that people talked about can be really useful. Recognizing that our true place of belonging with nature, I think, is really important and makes us humble. And to recognize we thrive, our well-being is tied to living without ego and having gratitude for all the blessings we receive by nature and from the Supreme. And being humble enough to know that learning is part of our journey in this world. I think that's a really powerful point. So humility is something that can benefit all of us if we cultivate that idea of humility. And then there was talk about the seed festival and all of that wonderful vegetarian food we saw on display there from all of these different crops, many, many different kinds of crops. And to know that people are protecting those seeds and celebrating those seeds and recognizing that it's not only preserving and protecting biodiversity, but it's protecting their cultural heritage as well. I think someone said it's a lifeline to our roots. So when we think of the Great Green Wall, when we think of these reforestation or biodiversity activities, we can think of biocultural diversity as well, and how much all the different people from around the world have to share about a way of living in the world and living our lives peacefully and happily with others. So that deep connection to land and culture that was expressed in the Tanchara video, I think, is something we can all learn from, no matter where we live. And in these difficult times around the world, I think John's meditation about tirelessness was also really powerful. And the work we need to do, because it's a marathon. Life is not just, a quick sprint. It is a marathon. And we have to maintain our energy and be tireless in that. And it can be very practical things like our breathing, to keep our heart healthy. It's been pumping blood for us since the day we were born. Hydration, drinking water, but also focusing on mental tirelessness and our spiritual tirelessness, so that we cultivate those things in our lives. And we realize that there are opportunities to grow and improve and learn. And it's through that we gain the energy with our deeper sense of consciousness to make the contributions to ourselves, our families, and our communities. So lots that was shared by people from around the world, for people around the world. And it's all part of shedding these peace drops, shedding light and good energy to all of our brothers and sisters everywhere else in the world. So I hope you enjoyed today's Peace Drops. I hope you'll be back next month. It's the second Sunday of every month. We have a new episode, and you'll notice it's also available in French. So hope you enjoyed it. See you again next month. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace.